maybe you should have been nicer when you laid me off. I worked at a company for 6 years, promoting events for both members and the public. To make my life easier, I installed my personal Adobe software, Photoshop, Acrobat, and InDesign, onto my workstation, never asking the company to pay for it. When my husband had a motorcycle accident, the company set up remote access so I could work from the hospital. Eventually, the company was sold. For 2 years, nothing changed in my job. Then one day, the general manager and HR walked into my office and announced I was being laid off due to a slowdown in business. Effective immediately, I asked to grab my belongings, specifically some stuffed animals on my monitor that were gifts from my husband and members, but the general manager said no, they'd get them to me later. They forgot to revoke my remote access though. From home, I logged into my desktop and uninstalled my personal Adobe software. I left all the files alone, just removed the software I owned. 2 weeks later, the assistant general manager called, complaining she couldn't open my artwork files. I asked if she had my stuff ready. She said soon. I told her she'd need to purchase her own copies of Photoshop, Acrobat, and InDesign, or find some open source alternative. A few days later, I finally got my stuffed animals back. I have no idea how they finished that project without my software. Side note, about a month later, I ran into the general manager at a grocery store. I'd found a new, better job and was genuinely happy. I gave him a hug and thanked him for letting me go. Life can be funny that way.